In the first three sessions, we talked mainly about what had occurred down south. So I thought maybe we would take a chance or an opportunity here to talk about what occurred in the northern portion of our AO, starting with Sangin. We knew coming in March of 2011 that the enemy was going to try and take Sangin back. We knew we had a tough fight. The Marines had a tough fight with 3-7 and 3-5 in 2010, and we expected the enemy to try and come back and take Sangin with a vengeance in the spring and summer of 2011. So because of the tough fighting that occurred, we had really gained some support from the district governor and the district chief of police. However, the people, the population, were really still indifferent. They had been under Taliban control for so long that they really weren't quite ready to commit to support either the Marines or the government, and they were suspect, quite frankly, of everybody, to include the Afghan government. Because we had forces committed to the south of Sangin in what we call the upper Gereshk Valley, we really didn't have forces to commit any farther north. So we were really in a position where we were going to try and hold the gains that we had there in Sangin. We were going to try and make small gains here and there, but really the focus was hold in the spring and summer. And as we did that, we were able to increase capacity in the governance side. We were able to stand up an interim district community council and get some elements of governance moving in the right direction. We were able to start some development project, and through this we were able to gain some support from the population, but most importantly we were able to prevent the enemy from making any gains back into Sangin. To expand security, we took our recon battalion and we consolidated those forces north in the upper Sangin Valley. And instead of doing typical reconnaissance mission and disruption up there in the upper Sangin Valley, we focused them on population-centric coin. We wanted to push the population, if you will, from neutral and negative to neutral to positive. And 3rd Reconnaissance Battalion came in there. They operated out of what we called the Patrol Base Alcatraz, and they did a great job of gaining the support of the people. We also, at this point, late in the summer, were able to insert some special operations forces, both Marines, Army, and Navy Special Operations Forces, to begin executing the Afghan local police program. We inserted 3 sites up there to start to recruit locals to begin to provide for their own security. We did this because the provincial government, the district government, the district chief of police all said that one of the necessary elements for security up in the upper Sangin Valley was local police, and really they were looking for a local solution. So we began these efforts establishing the local police, and quite frankly, here we are in February of 2012, and we're seeing the fruits of our investment up there now. We're close to 100 local police, and we're gaining a lot of traction and a lot of support from the local villages. So we're holding Sangin. Now we established the VSO sites, and then to the west in Musa Qala and Nowzad, we're trying to simultaneously expand security. The engineers from the logistics group improved about 80 kilometers of road between Nowzad, Musa Qala, and Gereshk. It allowed us to open up the economic corridor. This is what the people were looking for, and this allowed them to move goods between the big bazaars, the economic hub in Gereshk, and Musa Qala and Nowzad. And we saw the bazaars expand dramatically in both Musa Qala and Nowzad over the period of about 90 to 120 days. We saw prices drop, we saw people return, and all of a sudden the people saw a reason, if you will, to side with the government. They saw an opportunity. And then on the security side, in Nowzad, we held and we built and we expanded the responsibility of the ANSF. We continued to expand security north and northeast out of Musa Qala, and we maintained pressure on what some called the heart of the insurgency in Kajaki and Zamindavar. And our forces were developing greater capacity in both the Afghan National Army, the Afghan Uniformed Police, and as we began to thicken with the local police program, the National Security Force capabilities increased, and so did the government capacity up in Nowzad, Musa Qala, and Sangin.